Tonight, we talk with Thaan, one of our guild members, who is a master of character design. We're going to find out how you can roll a Spider-Man, a Gandalf, Wonder Woman, all that and more on this episode of the Escape Podcast for Star Wars: The Old Republic. Our broadcast astromech today is EPC 350. And playing alongside me is Seema. Hi, Seema.
Hi, Max.
And also with us tonight, as I said, is Thaan, one of our guildies. Hi, Thaan. How are you, and what have you been up to?
Hey, Max. How's it going? I have been playing a lot of GSF lately. I'm on a roll to try to get all those achievements to 100%, which dovetails with my achievement monkey other issues. So I've been playing a lot of GSF and also doing a ton of conquest for the tech fragments, because the other achievement obsession that I've developed is getting all of the tacticals in game, and I'm pretty close to finishing that, and then I'm working on gear sets. So that's what I've been up to.
Excellent, excellent. You are also an achievement master. We should talk about that sometime. I think that's pretty awesome. And with everything being moved to Steam, or a chunk of the achievements being moved to Steam, that's going to become more important than ever for a lot of people, I think, pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right. And Seema, how are you, and what have you been up to?
I'm doing great. I've been doing my normal stuff in SWTOR. Well, not so normal, because I've been gambling. Trying to get the Predator mount.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened yet, though. I'm hoping now. I'm starting to hope that we can buy it next year, but apparently that's a pattern we cannot depend on because of not being able to buy the Rhodian this year. So I've been gambling more than I've been doing conquest, but I have done a little conquest. And we had a fun night this week at MFN, and we had a really fun night tonight in our ops team, where we did Temple Sacrifice, which we hadn't done in ages, so that was fun. And then we did a couple of quick bosses. We did the Colossal Monolith and the World Boss on Ziost, and then that's all we did. Then we went and spent our Emperor's chips that we got from all that. And I got nothing. Well, no, that's not true. I got like 250 Kingpin chips.
Right.
So my goal is to use them up, but I think I'm going to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp on Disney Plus.
And all night she just keeps calling it Ant-Man and his wife.
Yeah.
And I said, it's not. It's the Wasp and her husband, if you please.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my plan. Sometime this weekend, I'm going to put on a movie and spend the rest of my, because I still have a bunch of smugglers chips too. I might actually spend those, which I wasn't going to, but yeah. So that's my story. How about you, Max?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to interrupt, but yeah, I should have mentioned I've been done a fair amount of gambling as well. I've gotten about, I don't know, a half dozen Rhodians at this point. So that's what I've been up to. How about you, Max?
Yeah, this is how they build stacks of rage. We talked about that last week. They're
building stacks of Rhodians.
Now, to be fair, I have nothing to complain about, because I have barely been in the casino. And maybe I did 50 Kingpin tokens this week. I've been doing a lot of crafting instead. So we did the World Boss stuff, which was really fun for MFN. We had a really fun ops night tonight. We slaughtered Temple of Sacrifice. We should just stop doing story modes. We should just do vet of probably anything, because we cruised through that.
Especially on a night like tonight when we had everybody.
Yeah. So that was really fun. And crafting. I've been cranking out a bunch of augments, probably, big stack of augments, gathering a bunch of mats, but watching the materials prices, which are high for legendary embers. You want to make money, go farm legendary embers. Everything else is sort of coming down in price, and the augment prices themselves are low. They're sort of at a low. Because everything else is down in price, they're still profitable, but legendary embers continue to maintain their value. They were all over 625, 650 tonight, until I tell everybody to put them on the market, and then they'll depress all the prices, and then I will buy them all.
Time to buy.
Profit.
Time to buy.
All two people that are listening right now to the show.
Step 1, create a selling frenzy and depress the market. Step 2, Question
Buy
mark.
up the embers. Yeah.
Step 3,
Step
profit.
3, profit.
So that is what I have been doing. Let's find out what's been going on in the news.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
Bugwatch. Bugwatch. We always watch the bugs in the Bugwatch. The only thing I saw in there that was interesting this week was there are issues with renaming your characters, sort of the rename service. They took that service offline temporarily. It maybe even be back up now, but that was one of the major things that they were fixing this week.
Also, we have a new login reward, basically. So
Yes, we
there's a
do.
they call it a steam flare, but it's a Pipeworks flare, so it looks like
Steam
pipes.
pipes.
Yeah, steam pipes.
Steam.
Like steam. It has like a steampunk kind of look.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
also during the same period, a reward Shea Vizsla, which I'm happy to see Shea Vizsla available because I know a lot of people have been wanting her. So I'm happy about that. So the way you get it is you log in between the dates of August 28th and October 5th, and you have to be subbed at some point in that time. Like you don't have to
Yeah.
be subbed for that whole time. You don't have to be doesn't have to start before and end after, nothing like that. Just sub sometime. And any type of sub works. It can be the Steam sub, it can be a regular sub, or it can be a game card, however you do it. And then so you will get the the flare, which will come in the mail, and the Shea Vizsla, which I'm assuming it'll be like the Shea Vizsla token that will also come in the mail.
Right.
And then that
On
offer
all your
expires
characters.
on all your characters, right?
And then the
So
Steam Flare does not require a sub. That's for everybody.
right,
Everybody who
that's for
logs in.
everybody.
Just log in.
Yes. So,
Which is
and
cool.
that you have until October 5th.
We'll never forget that deadline until
No.
30 seconds from now, and then we'll never remember it again.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll probably log in on August 28th. We'll get the flare. We already have Shea Vizsla, so yes, we'll forget about the 5th. But I wrote it down.
And I already have Shea Vizsla. Shea
Right.
Vizsla is my number one companion. If you guys are looking for a good companion, she's got a really nice AoE. She operates at ranged. Sometimes you want a melee companion. You need to switch off. We've talked about that before. Shea Vizsla is just a great all-around companion in general, and really good. She just operates really well at ranged. Also in the news, I tweeted this at them. I see that they got a whole bunch of reports. I posted in the forums. There's a mismatch between what's in the event schedule and what is showing up in Conquest as. So if you hit the Conquest tab, there's always, it shows you what's coming up next, and it says
Yeah.
Swoop Gang Mayhem. Except next week is not Swoop Gang Mayhem as what's on the event schedule, which means something is off. And I didn't really understand what the response back was here. What did he say? The team is aware of the differing schedules between what we published at the beginning of the month compared to what is being displayed in the game for next week's in-game event. I double-checked with the team, and the intended in-game event for next week is Pirate Incursion. From what we can tell, there's just an overlay bug with the Conquest window itself, but the right event will trigger after the weekly Conquest reset. I hope an overlay bug, except they hope I don't know. I'm just afraid that we're going to get to next week and it will be Pirate Incursion, but the Conquest objectives will all be around Swoop Gang, which isn't terrible. I mean, we'll still be able to make our targets, but you know, it'll be a little bit off if that. Hopefully, it's not a problem. If it's more than an overlay bug, I fear that they would have to patch this, and then it would have to be a patch Tuesday morning for it to be fixed.
Or Wednesday or Thursday when they notice it.
Yeah.
Or we tell them. Yeah.
Well, we
So
just told them.
I'm curious to see what actually happens on Tuesday. There's a little mini game.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 It'll be a surprise.
And remember, we were saying a couple of weeks ago that Swoop Race was coming up soon again, and maybe that was from data mining, so maybe that's not right now. So we'll see.
What else? So then what does that whole events games schedule look like now then, Seema?
It basically looks like what you just said, Pirate Incursion.
Oh, is that the only thing that's left then on the...
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So they haven't put up September yet.
Right.
So then the other thing that we were talking about is we expect that the swoop rally is going to come back relatively soon. They talked about it coming back more often, like once every 4 to 6 weeks. We thought it would be at the end of the last week of this month, but now it's Pirate Incursion. So will it be, so what? It would be a week off, and then it would potentially be swoop bikes, which would then be the 8th. So swoop races might come back September 8th.
Yeah, I I I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
I don't think so. I think, well, we'll see. We'll see.
It's another mystery.
I mean, maybe there's something fun we could do for Pirate Incursion. Maybe there's like achievements that we can go after or something. Like, I don't want to do the food achievements. Maybe there's something else. Anyway,
Yeah, the food achievements are
neither here nor
annoying.
there.
The food achievements you cannot do as a group, so don't even try it. All right. In Guild and community news, have you met Daniel? If you have not, Daniel Steed is a key member of the BioWare community team, and we had a really fun time last week. We just wanted to do a shout out and thank him again for
That
the
was
show
fun.
last week. It is up there on the YouTube and the Twitch and the podcast and the Apple iTunes podcast MP3 RSS feed and newoverlords.com. He was so gracious. We were an hour and 50 minutes on that show. That was a full 30 minutes longer than the longest show we have ever done in 7 years. He just had, just in the enthusiasm just to go through everything that we even
Yeah, he did.
suggested
He was
and
great.
talked about. So it was really fun. Definitely check that out. He's there on video. You get to sort of meet him and see him and get to know a keen member of the team who's doing a lot. So if you look at that event calendar, for example, that we just showed, this kind of layout of the scenes and the pictures and the screenshots, and I'm sure this one for Shea Vizsla, I'm sure he did this one, which was this. I bet I would bet a lot of money that he did this. And he's got special tools where, and he talked about how he can do this, where he can position characters, he can set special lighting, he can set their emotes and set artificial targets for them to be looking at. So see how she's got like this little sassy, she's like her head's tilted, a hand on her hip, and she's looking off in another direction. He's got some magical tools behind the scenes that do that kind of thing, which is cool.
So also this week we have a small group that does master flashpoints about every other Friday or so. That is meeting this week, and that they're working towards the AirTech mount achievement quest thing. So that's tomorrow night. So if you want to do some master mode flashpoints, this is a good time to jump in. And that's run by Meilung.
Thaan, are you done with all the master flashpoint achievements? Because I know you've been working on them for a long time. Thaan, this is what we do in Ops.
He's got his mic muted.
he is muted here.
Rookie mistake.
He muted himself.
That I do every week.
While he unmutes himself, and we yell at Thaan as we do every Thursday night and Ops night after he pulls things on purpose. We'll figure that out. Also, I wanted to do a shout out because we had that awesome podcast from with Daniel last week. We had a bunch of people chiming in the comments. A lot of them were just saying, "Hey, great job, Daniel's really cool. That's cool. Thank you for being so cool, Daniel." But I also had, what did I have? A couple of people said something. Oh, so here, Mignon Allen in here said, here's a question that might pique your response that builds on your comments from a prior show about quests which take months, perhaps years to achieve. Personal conquest triggers at 50,000 right now to get character rewards. Let's say, for discussion's sake, that it takes 1 hour of playtime to achieve 50,000 target. What if we had a second level of conquest? Read more rewards, an exponential level, mega tier of rewards. I like this idea. We talked about similar ideas in the past, but he had these cool ideas of like a mega target of like 8 million points on a single character. You could get mega rewards. we liked the idea of even tiers of rewards, or maybe once every 50,000 you get rewards, so that I could do all of my or look what I have right now on my mercenary. I've got 99,000 on my mercenary, of out of 50,000 of a target. I'm to the point where I'm playing my mercenary and I'm feeling like I'm wasting all these conquest points. I should be doing it on another character. I should switch characters every 50,000 points, but I want to play my mercenary. My mercenary is my character, right? So if I could
Right.
keep adding to the guild target and keep getting like another set of rewards every 50,000 at a minimum, just something simple like that, that would be interesting to me. I would like to do that. So thank you to all those people who are commenting in there, and thank you, Mignon Allen, for that comment in particular.
Yeah.
And also shout out to the chat room. Thank you for your comments in particular. It was very cool of you guys. I see Sith Lord Brit coming and visiting again tonight, which is one of my favorite things. We've got a whole bunch of people in here. I do see Zen in there, Thaan. Zen, I believe, and
me
Zen,
now.
you can confirm. Does Zen have all of the GSF achievements? I think he does. So how?
No, does it really?
Yeah, so what percentage are you on the GSF achievements? You're trying to get them all, but you are not there yet.
I'm not there yet. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Sorry, I had a.
Yeah, Zen is at 100% GSF.
No, he's not.
Yes.
I think you. I think you owe me.
I owe you. What did I say? $5? What was that?
I forget what it was.
I'll have to go back. It's in chat. It's documented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doggone
Zen
it. I'm only at
Honest.
89%.
Thaan is a noob.
Tag nabbit.
100% he is. 100%.
That's crazy. Zen, you're crazy.
That's right, Zen. I'll kill you next time.
I don't know.
That is like whenever I see Zen in a GSF, all
Lord
other
Brit.
objectives go
I
out the
agree.
window.
I agree with Sith Lord Brit. She says that she heard it was $20.
Fine.
Fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Doggone it.
Nice. I can't even find my achievements. See, I'm so bad with achievements. Somebody told me the trick is you tell Max that they're gonna remove that achievement from the game, and then bang, I get it to 100%.
Yeah,
where
he does
even
chase you
is
for the whole match. He's told us if he sees you in a match, that becomes his objective.
you know, you
Kills
guys,
him.
you could like group
That is
up.
my
You know,
sole
you're sort of
objective.
like on the same side.
It is
same,
odd. No,
you're like buds,
it
you
is
know?
odd how often Zen appears on the other side of a match, and I'm like, yeah, we should probably play together. But no, there's Zen. I'm gonna go kill him now.
I'm only
Later,
65.
we can play together. Right
Yeah.
now, kill.
Next time.
I'm
Except
only,
I don't.
Yeah, look at that. I'm only 65% on Starfighter.
All right, Zen, you got me.
I'm gonna have to work on that too. All right, so that is it for the news. Let's start off the segment with this.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
Who's scruffy looking?
You know who's not scruffy looking? There's my segue.
Wow, that's a good
Thaan's
one.
characters are not scruffy looking.
No, they're awesome.
Where did I put it? Oh, I've got here. Not to. So while we're talking, I'm going to show. I've got the 10 original screenshots of those characters from you. You've got one of your top ones on right now. Why don't you just talk about the top one you have on right now, and then we're going to just sort of ask you some of the questions like how do you put this kind of stuff together. But describe.
Yeah.
For the people, for those listening and not seeing, describe what we have here.
Yeah. So this is Spider Thaan, and I guess I should back up. So Thaan is Thaan. That's my legacy name, and that is a name that goes all the way back to when I was playing D&D, like the actual physical board game in like middle school. It was just someone's like, "Hey, you got to make up a name," and I'm like, okay, Thaan," and that stuck. And so from then on, every type of role-playing game that I've ever played, I'm kind of stuck with Thaan. So my very first tune in SWTOR was Thanatos, which sort of the god of death or whatever. But pretty soon after that, and I was playing with my kids, it hit me. It might have been Mal, my son who used to play, was like, you should create like a Han Solo character. And I think I'd seen somebody who had a little bit of a Han Solo look, so I created Thaan Solo, which I think is in the photos. But after that, then it became kind of a thing of, okay, what other sort of sound-alike, look-alikes can I make? And this is my most recent is Spider-Thon.
Yeah, here let me pop up. But we do have the Thaan Solo. Let me set it to this screen. Here's this one. There's Thaan Solo with the Bodar as the with the
Yep.
Wookiee companion.
Yep.
So I put a couple on each one of these pages. So on this one also is Myth Thaan Rodo, which is the full name of
Thrawn, yeah.
Thrawn,
Yep.
Admiral Thrawn, and that's
Who's now Fleet Admiral, which, although I got some behind Zen, I got behind Zen on that, the chief, but I do have now Fleet Admiral
So
title for that guy.
yeah, so describe this. You don't just like here, great character design, and I mean what you have right now with the with the Spider-Thon, amazing character design. It's the
Like
characters
I
the
would
right
have thought
size.
that was I would have thought it was impossible to
Yeah,
put together.
the armor and but you go further than that too. You customize the character, you customize the outfit, and you go further and do as much as you can with like pets and companions and emotes. And so why don't you show off your addition here on this Spider-Thon character? What did Tony Stark's
Oh yeah, Tony Stark.
addition to your Spider-Thon? Oh,
There you
that looks
go.
so good.
Oh my
Right?
god.
Doesn't
That's
that look
so
great?
awesome.
Oh man.
Right? Mr.
Yeah.
Stark, what are those?
Could not be better. And
I'm
we
pretty
are
excited
not
about
a nightmare rating guild. So I know you had to do a lot of effort to get those, which is amazing.
Just stroke a big check for those.
Well,
yeah.
there's
A lot of credits, but
Yeah.
as
somebody
last
to
time you're on the
take
show,
you.
we talked about making credits, and so
Yeah.
you're an expert.
You were
at
one
that
of the
too.
first people in the guild to be in the Tres Comas club.
Yeah.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, that was worth every penny.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now
some
he's
of these
working
are,
on an additional coma.
Yes.
That'll be a while for crawling.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'm curious. What happens first? Like, do you think, oh, I'm going to do Spider-Thon, or do you see something that says, oh wait, I could make
Yeah, at first it was like Star Wars related characters, right? So it was
Right.
like Thaan Solo, and then I'm like, what else can I do? So I think Thando Calrissian was after that. And he
I've got
looks
him
pretty
here.
good, I think.
Where's he at?
Yeah, Thando Calrissian's there.
There he is. Very well done.
Smooth as a Colt
On.
45.
Smooth as a Colt. What
Yep.
have we here?
And then, what have we here? So then I just started rhyming. I'm like, what else is there? So Thandolph, so there's
He's right there.
token Lord of the Rings character. And then Ahsoka Tano.
Your
I think she's
Tolkien
in-
Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah,
Tolkien,
Tolkien, my Tolkien. All right. So then I think I did Ahsoka Tano next. And then I think I was watching Next Gen, and so Jean-Luc, right, hit me, and I was like, I could do Thaan Luke, and so I've got a Borg too, and I don't know if he's in here anywhere. I think he might be.
Yeah,
in these.
no, I've got him.
Yeah, that's probably one of the ones I'm happiest with, because I
look at
created
that.
him from complete scratch. Like I had not seen anybody or anything like that, and I was pretty stoked about that one.
The weapons, the armoring, the skin
IPs.
color, the eyepiece.
he has a Borg thing going on.
The
He's
companion.
got the green data cube as a
green-
pet,
yeah.
a little Borg cube floating around.
the Borg cube following him around.
No, I was pretty happy with him.
So
And then I guess on that same page you got Tango Fett, which is a Django
yeah,
Fett ish lookalike. Looks more like Boba Fett, honestly. And then I saw a guy I saw a player who had sort of an Iron Man look going on. I was like, that's close, but I think I can probably do better than that. So that's what started me on the latest run, which obviously has a bit of an Avengers theme to it. So I created Iron Thaan.
Yeah, there's
I think
Iron
he's
Thaan.
yep, yep, there he is. So
And
I was pretty happy with that how that turned out.
again, so good. And it's the right class too, because then you can do
Yep,
you do the recharge and does the little burst and oh,
yep.
but even the Wonder Woman,
No, and Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. I saw somebody who also was close on a Wonder Woman. I'm like, okay, and I thought about like I said, Dithana, her name's Deanna. It's like, it's close enough. So that's the other thing is that it has to rhyme with Thaan. I mean, Thaan has to work somewhere in the name. Um, and
Okay.
there have been some that's not perfect, like Wonder Woman Thaan. There have been some suggestions from the usual corners, i.e., my son Mal. He's like, you should create a Donald Trump. I'm like, no, no,
He would say
I'm not.
that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That will not be one that we'll see.
S-
Um,
so
but yeah, that's
the
sort of
chat room's
the
asking
naming
So
here,
convention.
how do you get these? I mean, so
yeah,
I'm
so
gonna
like
try
yeah,
to inspect you here.
like say you got the idea to do Thon Luke.
Yep.
Then how do you get it? How do you decide? I mean, like, do you go to the GTN and just start looking at armor and
Yeah.
think, okay,
Yeah.
this will work? So
In the
it's
yep.
it's pretty labor intensive.
Yeah. In the old days, so for Thon Luke in particular, I was like, okay, let me see if I can find, like a mishmash of like Borg looking stuff, right? And so that's exactly what I did. I just started scouring the GTN for bits and pieces of armor that seemed like they would go. So that's why I'm probably happiest. If I had to pick my number one, that Borgwin might be it because I just built that completely from scratch without like any other sort of aids.
Did you
Um,
have to use a black die on that one?
yeah, I think so. I think he's got a black. Yeah, I think he's a black, and then unify colors across all
Mm-hmm.
the pieces.
Well, that one.
But then yeah,
I'm looking
and
at
then
this one, and each piece is dyed separately.
yeah, so Spider-Thon was a little trickier, but by then, and so definite sort of shout outs to SWTORista's, web
Yeah,
costume
fashion,
pieces.
the SWTOR
Yep,
fashion. Yeah,
yep, and then there's another one, SWTOR. It's not SWTORista's, it's another one. But you can like sort of search and then zoom in on a particular piece of gear. And so, like for Spider-Thon, again, I saw somebody who was like, I mean, no disrespect, like kind of close, but I'm like, I think, I think I can do maybe a little better than that. But then, so I pulled up, like, I like literally, I Googled, Spider-Man images like from the movies, and I was like, okay, that's the look I'm going for. And then I started sifting through both Sotorista's website and the SWTOR Fashion website, looking for like, okay, I want a chest that has kind of these,
Characteristics.
characteristics or general lines or structure or whatever. Um, and that's tough too because you have to mentally change the color, right? Because what you're looking at on the website is not necessarily the color you're looking for. But
hmm
that has been a huge help in terms of some of the later characters that I've made is looking at both Sotorita's website and the SWTOR fashion website to sort of okay, I need a belt that looks like this. And Sotorista's website's awesome. It's like, okay, there's 184 belts in the game, and I just kind of click through all of them to kind of look and see what's what. The collections tab, sort of in game is also helpful. Even if you don't own the piece, you can look at the full outfit, and then you can drill down and look at particular pieces of gear within that collections feature to kind of look, get a feel for what that would look like. But that's been super helpful for some of these later ones, which is I think has helped them look a little bit better.
yeah. This is so. I'm looking through it. So the people, this it's all different pieces. Each piece is unique, and with the Spider-Thon one, like here, it's the Spectre's helmet with a red-white dye. It's the restored triumvirate body armor with a red-blue dye. It's the Victorious Pioneer's bracers undyed. It's the concealed bodysuit gloves with red-black dye. So it's like each piece is like specific. The
Yep.
RV03 speed suit pants with a blue-black dye. Each piece is very specific, dyed a very specific way, and I don't think you could get close without being that meticulous. But that just seems like it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Which is
no,
really
it's
cool.
it's a little bit time intensive, and what's been super helpful with again SWTOR East side is it tells you like, and I think the SWTOR fashion, it tells you where to get them.
Mm,
So it's like, oh, okay, that looks good. Like, where is that? Because some of these aren't on the GTN. You got to go to the vendor on Terrace who sells that particular pair of pants to grab those and then dye them blue, and then you've got the thing you want.
yeah. So, I would imagine some of this stuff costs a fair bit of funding as well. What would you say you spend on average for a character to get it done?
Boy, on average, at this point, some of the pieces you can recycle. Like, there's some, once you add it to your collections, there's some stuff that
Like here, these
boots in
boots look pretty
particular.
similar. Yeah,
Yeah, like
on
the
these two
boots.
guys.
Several of these guys have the same boot set, although I might have to dye it differently. But yeah, on average, man, that's a good question. On the whole, across all of them, I've easily spent 1 billion credits. I mean, because some of the
I would
stuff
think.
is like, oh, I need that. Like so, Thando Calrissian, like that's Arkin's. Mostly. Is it Arkins or Thexan? I can't remember. But anyway, some of these, it's like, yeah, I gotta buy. Even if I just want like the belt,
Yeah.
it's like, well, okay, and some of this dovetails with my achievement monkey side, where it's like, well, I could just buy the belt for whatever 1 million credits, but I do want to collect the whole thing for the collection.
Yeah.
Check the
Right.
box. So fine,
Right.
I'll spend 10 million credits to just get the whole set, and then use the belt on the character I'm trying to create.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the whole 10 million is not deductible then.
Correct. No, you gotta. It's only the usable cost, the amortizable life of the
Yes.
belt.
So we've gone through like at least 10 characters here. We've got, so here's 3, 6, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here's 10 at a minimum, and I know there's at least more. Is now like every single character you create?
Yeah, anything further that I create is solely because, and I've got some like abandoned tunes. So like I created like way back in the day, I created Thandalore, right? Like the Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
That guy he's a piece of storage box. Like I literally just use him to store all
Is
of
that
the.
because you never came up with an idea for a look for
Yeah,
him, or?
exactly right. Because I knew the name Mandalore, right? Oh, the Mandalore.
So he's out of the
So
club.
okay,
He doesn't have the
yeah,
look. He
he
doesn't
has
make
the
a
look.
grade anymore.
He's level 1. He sits in the guild ship. That's all he does, and he's a storage box for all of my what are the gear items that you get from the heroic crates?
Oh, yeah.
Restored,
The
whatever,
Yeah,
blah blah
yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Yeah.
For which
Renovated,
oh, by the
renovated.
way,
Yeah.
yeah, right. For which there's not
Ancient.
an actual achievement, but I've created my own mental self achievement, and I'm like,
Trying to get each
I've
set. Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
I got 2 more left, and I'll have 100% on those.
Oh
Which
my gosh.
isn't even a thing. It's not even a thing, but
Right.
but I made it up. So
Medulla
that's
just
it.
finished his of that to 100%
I don't think you're the
this
only
past
City,
week.
one on that,
nice.
by the way.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's a relief. Yeah. So Thandalore sits on those, and then remember Darth Endedu, right? That's like a Star Wars lore, like Sith Lord, right? Darth Endedu. There's a gear set with his name.
Yeah.
So I have a Darth Thandedu. Never played him. He doesn't do jack. He's as I'm starting to creep up on the max number of characters, he's on the short list to
Yeah. So,
drop out of existence.
that's really cool, because if you do creative thinking, sometimes you go down a path that doesn't pay off.
Yeah,
You just have to keep willing to try them out.
Yeah, he's probably not long for this world. And then I did create a CAD Thane who sort
Mm,
of kind of looks okay, but not great. I'm not happy at the name, so he's absolutely on the bubble. Like
yeah,
I'd hate to be that guy because he knows his life is not long for this little world. But yeah, at
he's
this point,
trying.
anything new that I create. So like, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever do it, but like Doctor Thanhattan, right? Like I watched the
Oh
Watchmen.
man,
Easy. It's a chiss, right? It's a naked chiss. That's what that
yeah.
guy is. Dr. Thanhattan. So like if I ever created that, like I mean it's at this point it's just become a thing. Like I've played every class, I've played every class story. I've got like more characters than I can actually reasonably play in a week, even to get to Conquest, even as fast as that is.
Yeah.
So at this point it's just more the amusement factor of creating, a lookalike that just looks like something cool. Like I want to do the Thandalorian. I'm actually probably gonna. I will do the Thandalorian, and I'm gonna replay the Bounty Hunter story. And some of this is my own sort of dorky headcanon, right? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do the Thandalorian, and he's gonna be an actual bounty hunter because that's gonna be his deal, and he's gonna have this little Ugnaught buddy, and they're gonna roll through the story, and that's gonna be my
Well,
my enjoyment
yeah,
of that particular character, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you
And
can't
since you
not do that.
right,
This
since
is
you
the
bring
way.
that up, you mentioned that some of your characters are still level 1. When you do a costume character like this, though, do you typically get them always to 75?
I almost at this point, just because of the ease of like I might want to
Yeah.
take them someplace else, or yeah, I almost always like insta jump them to 70 or 75.
Do they all have their ship?
No, they probably all don't have their ship. Like a few tunes who have yet to be revealed, including that's a good point. Hmm.
We might
If
have
you
a.
use
Hmm.
if you
We can
use
we
the
can journey.
Yeah, I can sure. Yeah,
We can
so
go.
a lot of them don't have their own ship because I'll create them. I'll just insta blast them to 70 or whatever, but I haven't actually played them through much of their story.
however, you probably if you say when you're saying Insta Blast, you mean you buy the unlock
Yeah,
thing?
exactly. Yeah,
That probably gets your ship, I'm guessing.
that could get to the ship.
Like
Yeah,
this guy Spider Thon, he wouldn't be able to get to Narshada if he didn't have a ship because we didn't summon you, right?
that's true. That's right. Yep.
And
Yep.
yeah, well, summoning makes no difference because we couldn't summon you if you didn't have a ship either.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I know
So
you're. Well, you said Thandalorian.
yep. Mandalorian.
So do you come up with the
Here's
name first?
Mm-hmm.
usually yeah. No, I mean that's exactly how it started. It was like again, I think it was Mal who said it first. Is like I mean just the Thon name. And some of it was a joke, right? Like, remember in Empire how like Lando consistently referred to Han, which is the correct pronunciation, as
Mm-hmm.
Han. It's Han.
Mm-hmm.
That always ticked me off as a kid. So Thaan, the double A, that is the correct pronunciation. But it can, it can. I've had people call it Than, like Thando
Mm-hmm.
Calrissian. So
I have an idea for you.
what's that?
Fant Man.
Fant
Wow,
Man.
that's uh, that's a great idea. Maybe there is such a thing already
So we
out
were
there.
promised a potential reveal
All right, you want
tonight.
you want to reveal?
Is that what you're? Well, there's
I like
two. I mean, one we
I
need to
brought
show,
Thor.
which is
Have we seen Heathan? Is he
oh
man in the is
no,
he in
he's
the
not.
no?
And then there's the I come from the land of the ice and snow.
Yeah, here I tell you what, I'm on him right now. Give me a can
Bring
you
him in
yeah, he's here, but of
because
course I went for
you
the
made the
PvP.
animated GIF of this one with
Yeah,
the soundtrack behind it. That was just
yeah. That
amazing, and
that I was pretty happy with.
each step after each I mean it was just like a 15-second animated GIF where you showed the Thor one. Yeah. Thor
Yeah,
Odin's Thaan.
hold on.
Oh, and the
There's Loki.
And that
companion.
and that was yeah, and that was a
Ah,
stretch.
when
I was like
you
trying to figure out.
bring in the companion. I mean, look at that. That as
It's
the
crazy.
companion. That uh
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with this one.
oh
And this
man.
is this is one that took me a long time. So originally he had so this is one where I was like, okay, I need something that has the first look for this was more along the lines of like Thor in the original film, like the first movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he had long hair, and then how do I ditch this? Oh, there we go. Oh, that is not it. That's not the look. Let's try that
That's
again. There we go. So um, he had long hair and he didn't have the eye patch, and just something just wasn't right. I'm like, man, this just isn't. It's okay. It's just not great. And then it hit me. I saw somebody with an eye patch, and I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, by like Ragnarok, right? He's got the eye patch and short hair. So I tweaked that, and then it hit me. I think I saw somebody running around with the Mark Ragnos,
Yeah.
headset, which is what Loki has, and I'm like, that's it. Like that's what's going to make this look. So I grabbed Quinn for whatever reason. Although
Mm-hmm.
there is some people hate slash love Quinn, so I think there's some parallel there. So that to me really made
Yeah,
the look. Um,
that's a
Well,
brilliant point because
yeah,
there's hate love between Thor and Loki.
hit
yeah,
hit Z for us.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so I got to switch the thing. Let's see here. Yeah. So now he's got the right. I mean, this is
With the
straight out
eye
of
glow and then
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Yeah. So you got to do the right class for it.
yeah.
You got to do the, so then he's like, this.
And I really toyed with the idea of having him be a marauder so that he could whip this axe and have it return. But this is a note for uh, Dan or whoever on the team. So um, when you whip the axe as a marauder, the graphic changes to a lightsaber. It doesn't stay the
Oh,
axe.
Oh,
When it goes out, it's a lightsaber, and it comes back, and it's like, that's not perfect. So I switched to the sword just for the lightning piece. And also note, it would be awesome if the Gamorrean axe, which is what this is, had the tuning slot, because it does not. Because I would love a lightning tune
oh yeah.
yes,
for this
absolutely.
piece. But yeah,
But still, this
yeah. But
was it was so well done when you like the animated gif where you take him out, he's standing there, then he pulls out
yeah.
his axe, then he does the lightning storm, and then the companion comes out. I was
Loki
like,
shows up. And
bam.
this took me over. I mean, I'd say at least a year, because I kept tinkering with it and tinkering with it. I'm like, it's just, something's just missing. And then when I seized upon let's make him Ragnarok Thor, that,
That's
and
when it
then
came together for
and
you.
then hit the Loki idea, that I was like, all right, I'm pretty stoked with this guy.
And Zen's asking, how did you get Quinn on this character? You had to
So I think I
the
insta
alerts and
70'd him, and then went to your ship, and then like jumped through all the Kotet mess stuff.
right.
And I think that unlocked all of the other, all the various comps that you have, as if you played through the entire Kotet
Yeah,
story, and
yeah.
that's how I unlocked Quinn.
Yeah. Well
So,
done.
all right, so we're ready for the
Yeah,
new
Oh, and
one here.
didn't that
I'm
get you
ready.
gold on
Oh,
Reddit?
it did, yeah. No, so I put that video on Reddit. You can look at Thor Odin's Thaan, and that was a challenge. I mean, it wasn't until I thought of the name I was like, oh, that would work.
And
But
that
yeah,
totally
and
deserves it. I'm not going to
my
rant about
kids were
that
like,
right now.
Dad, you
Could.
should put that on Reddit. You'll get gold. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but that sounds awesome. Like,
Yeah, go
let's
for
go
it.
do that. So like that whole night, then my kids were like eye rolling, because I would coming down. I was like, I've got 300 upvotes. I've got 700 upvotes. They're like, that's awesome, Dad. That's great.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you want to see the new one, or what do you do?
Yeah.
He-Man.
Well, let's do
The
He-Man,
new one? He-Man. All right.
and then
Now
we'll.
we don't have to have this be a complete show and tell, but He-Man was also one. I saw somebody who was kind of close, and it just hit me. It was like, oh, there's He-Man, and then the next thought was He-Than,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay. And I'd already done like the metal-looking sword for Fandolph, which was a bit of a fit,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
all right,
Which is
this might
that
take
sword.
me this might take me a nanosecond to get there,
I'm
because
I'm already singing the song in my head.
He-Man.
He-Man.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying.
Yeah,
That song?
right. That one. That one.
That's the appropriate He-Man song.
That's the right song.
Just to get
All
it
right,
all
let me.
out. What's in my head?
All right, hold on. He is
Yeah.
on.
Ha!
He's
I
on the
like
way.
Skeletor's part of that song. Yeah.
All right, he is. We're on the way here. So this guy, this gets into my own little, dorky headcanon. So for Thaan, I was like, all right, well, you're gonna create this guy. Like, who's his? I mean, the companion's actually very important for me for the headcanon. So like Iron Man, the Iron Thaan has that. I can't remember his name. It's the little robot, the little droid with the two arms, which kind of looks like one of his guys, Iron Man's
Yeah.
guys down in his basement, the workshop.
Yeah. The little
Um, yeah,
with the fire extinguisher.
exactly. That's the guy. That's the guy. All right, I'm on pub side. How do I get to you guys? Where are you guys?
Do you have the Nar Shaddaa stronghold? Go
I
there.
do.
Exit to the promenade, and we will meet you in the promenade by the big
All right.
hut statue.
I am
Come on
the way.
over there. That's a tip. Pro tip out there for people. If you have any of the strongholds, they are great quick travel capabilities to get to buy. You even bypass the orbital stations when you use
Yeah.
those.
Thank goodness.
You go
That's key.
Yavin, you can go to Nar Shaddaa, you can go
Tatooine.
Alderaan, Tatooine. Yeah, it's quite useful.
Manon too, but why would you go to Manon?
Manon. Do.
Manon.
We are on map 1 as well.
All right, I am.
And we are on the stage
On the way.
because that's how we roll. I'm gonna rock out up here. There I am.
Yes, so this is my first tank on the and
Look, I'm
only
synced up
tank
with the
on the
singer.
pub side.
On my screen.
Oh yeah, look at that.
We're doing a little duet here.
Let's see here. All right, where are you guys?
We are on the stage
We're by the
hut
hut
statue
where the band is.
If you exit your stronghold, you end up at the sign right by the.
Yep. Which doofus, of course. I'm on the
Map
PvP
1.
instance. Which one are you guys in? Map 1?
course.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Instance 1.
Always on a PvP
Yeah,
instance
yep,
because
yep. My bad.
there's achievements for PvP kills on planets, and you got to get those.
Plus, it's just fun to kill folks.
And a big fishy in chat. Yes, we talk about that all the time. B. Kavanaugh, who runs our Tuesday night guild fun night, the heroics. So you hit Control G, you go to solo.
Yep.
Any of these, you say, travel. I want to do this heroic on Hoth.
There we go.
Takes you right down to the planet. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Well
So there's He-Man.
done.
And he's got his little cat companion, right?
Yeah.
That's my comp, and it's the mouth that he can jump on him and ride around, right? So there's my little head cannon for Thaan, and then
Crazy.
here's my favorite
played.
part. Here's my favorite part. You ready? Ready for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have the power. Oh, that's not it. That's the wrong ability, fool. All right, let's try it again. All right. I have the power. Yes. You blink and you miss it, but he does the whole double-handed. Yeah.
Yeah, do it again. Or you probably have to wait for the cooldown.
It's on a major cooldown. Yeah, it's like a 3-minute cooldown.
I got it. I was a little clipped off the top, but yeah.
That's awesome.
That's a pretty fun. And I think it's appropriate that he's a tank. And since you're here, I don't know if this will come across, but listen to these push-ups.
Wait, I'll just turn up my. Thaan does this all the time. He's got the push-up emote, and if you've ever done it, all right.
Hold on,
No, I've got it turned down. I've got the sounds turned down. Nah, it's not coming through.
It's not coming through.
Oh, you're not in my group. I think.
Right. Of course, yeah, right. Yeah. Well, trust me.
Seema invite him. And
I'm on pub side though.
Yeah,
I'm on
we
pub
can't.
side. Yeah.
So they have to be in the group. But when you do the push-up emote, it does a. for whatever reason, does this growl moan while you're doing push-ups. And Thaan does it all the time as his main
One of the,
recharge on every character.
it's one of
All
the best
night
things
in
in the game.
ops night, he like sidles up really close to you and then he starts doing push-ups.
That is one of the best things in the game.
It's like
All right.
a good Witcher.
Right? Yeah,
Witcher.
exactly. The non-profane Witcher response.
Yes.
All right, so you guys ready for the
Yep.
new one here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
do we need to go somewhere for this one?
No, you can sit tight, and he's on Imp side, so I'll need a guild invite, and then you can summon.
Well, let's see
All
him
right,
do that. I will keep my UI off so we don't spoil it.
Where is my bad boy? Where is he? There he is. All right, here we go.
Get down with your bad self.
Might not be my super favorite, but
Oh, I forgot. I have one. I have one of these. I'll show that. I'll show that in the. Well, here before you do yours, I'll do my one.
All right, yeah.
So it doesn't one up your. I wouldn't want to,
Yeah,
show yours
yeah,
up.
because right.
It was like a costume contest or something. Oh, it's not Will Smith's baby.
That would be a phenomenal name.
It is. I have right here. Will Smith's baby. Do you want me to log him in? Will Smith's baby. I have that character on Jedi Covenant.
That is awesome.
No, it's
Oh,
this
that's
guy.
great.
It's R. Sanchez. It's Rick Sanchez. Let's
Nice.
see if I can get to Nar Shaddaa there. He's pretty low level. I don't know if he can get to Nar Shaddaa. But he's got he's okay. He's got like the right colors kind of. Here, let me see if I can get to Nar Shaddaa. Was it gonna let me? Travel Nar Shaddaa. I think I went and at least got my ship so I could go wherever we were going for the guild event. So some sort of costume contest or something. I think it was like a Halloween event for our guild.
Yeah, my one costume was definitely a Halloween costume.
Oh yeah, and yours was scary as all get out. It was really good. I think it won the costume
That's
contest.
what I was going for. But that's definitely scary was what I was going for.
Exit to Nar Shaddaa.
Man, you got an achievement. What was that? I saw an achievement pop up.
Oh,
What was
Galactic
that?
Stronghold.
Oh, nice.
On this but it's it's only on this
I'm salivating. Did you see my achievement?
Achievement?
Monkey kick ass. What?
Did you get an achievement? Gotta get
Savlon
an achievement. Gotta catch them all. What map am I on? 8. Wow, there's because the game.
Yeah, no, that's gambling. Yeah, there's an absolute ton of
Switch
people
to
on.
map 1 there, and I'll come over to your guys.
All right, so when you're ready.
Oh, I didn't make I should have made like a Morty companion for it. I didn't even do that. See, I'm a noob at this. Yeah, so a Big Fishy's got another tip we've talked about. Is at level 1. In fact, you do it on Yavin. Yavin's the best one to do that, Fishy. At level 1, you get someone to invite you to their Yavin stronghold.
Yes.
They kick you from the Yavin stronghold. You end up on the planet, and then you take the speeder around, and you end up at about level 14. So there's my Rick Sanchez. And if you look real close, there's portal fluid that drops from the gun. But that's the best I could do in terms of getting a portal gun. So you can see it dripping. Are you guys here? Am I in the right one? Oh yeah, there. Yeah. Well, you can see it. You're not in yet, but so it's okay. I did the coloring.
Hey.
I did the color of the shirt. I did the color of the pants. I got the white, the white lab coat, and then the portal fluid dripping out of the gun. So a little noob, but I'm working on it. It was an attempt. All right, so lay it on us. Bring us home.
All right, you got a summons?
Yeah.
Incoming.
Seema, you get it way up
All
there.
right.
Way up there, Seema.
All right.
No way.
Settle down, Max.
No way. Steethan
Eh,
Strange.
that's a stretch. It's a little
No,
stretch,
I
but
like it. I like it.
he worked.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
wow.
Oh my God. How do you, how,
Exactly. How does he do this?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was pretty excited about that.
that
But
is.
then the bonus points.
Oh, no way. The ancient one.
Right?
Oh, wow. That is so good.
Oh, yeah.
That is really good. All right, we're gonna inspect. Let me do the inspect here so people can see. Wait, why did it not do? Am I on the other side? I can only inspect achievements. Why can I not inspect your gear? Because am I on the wrong faction?
No, he's an
Faction one?
imp. He's
No,
a
yeah, but I'm
Matt.
Republic.
He.
Rick
Yeah. All
Sanchez
right.
is Republic for whatever reason.
Yeah. No. Doctor Strange is
Here,
a
let me flip back over.
madness spec Sork, of
nice.
course.
Of course.
I'm trying to think if
Wow.
there's another emote you can do. Like you want the two hand, you want the hand thing. Oh, that
Yeah.
looks
No.
so good. I mean, the face.
The face is just killing me. You look exactly like Doctor Strange.
Yeah. There's a. That's not it. There's. I do have a like where he sits cross-legged and does his. Does he normally do that?
It might be
The
one of
Eternal
the
one.
chair.
That's
Yeah.
Khalil, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yep. That's Cleo. Yeah. It's the only bald female companion I could find. Yeah, no, I was pretty happy with how this guy turned out.
I'm almost back in there. There we go. All right, let's do some inspecting so we can see. Should we? Is this giving away trade secrets?
No,
If
no,
I,
how about it? No, I posted like when I did the Thor thing, people were like wanted to post all the gear pieces, so welcome to it.
I like that they did this where if you inspect someone, you can see that the gear that they're wearing, and then they don't show all of
Yeah.
their
Yep.
costumes, but the one costume that they're showing, you click on that and
Yeah.
it shows you the pieces.
Yeah.
So we got Lana Benico's tunic with the red blue dye. You got Feral Visionary wrist guards. You got the covert hands because you want to see
Yep.
his scarred up hands. Calculated Mercenaries belt, Feral Visionary pants with blue only dye, and then Lana Benico's boots peeking out from underneath. And then what is so? I mean the Khalil outfit looks really good. That too.
Yeah. What is can you expect a comp? I don't know if you can do that. Oopsie. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean you
So
just
she's
bring up.
got
I can't
yeah.
inspect her, but
Oh yeah. She's got Atris's robes, Visas Mars sash. That was expensive. Uh, and then the Imperial Dancer shoes, and that was about it. And then the dye color was the key, the dark yellow, medium yellow dye,
yeah,
kind of made it.
yeah, right. Yeah, well played, well played. So
Incredible.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that one.
If you're listening and you normally just listen, it's worth it to go to YouTube for this one.
yeah, exactly. And Zen's asking in the chat room if this is companion customization, and it must be because that's not her normal
Yes, correct. Yeah,
face.
that is a which one is that? That is companion customization 4 for Cleo, which I had to go.
See again, you gotta
Yeah.
it's all the way, all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
So,
it's total space Barbie, but that's
but so well
it's been
done
fun.
and so worth it.
Oh, thank you.
This is really really cool, and I think for anybody that wants to try it, just to be thinking of all these pieces and how far you can go and play with it. You know, there's mix and match the pieces, mix and match the dies, picking the right body type, the right race, the right class, the right
The
companion to go with it, the pets,
the
the
weapon,
mounts,
the
the
pet, the
weapon.
Yeah.
toy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's much more customizable when you think across all that spectrum of options. It's much more customizable than it appears at first glance.
yeah.
But this is really a triumph of imagination, what you do here.
This was
Yeah,
a
thank you.
triumph.
It's very kind.
All right. I think with that, though, we can wrap it up. We won't turn this into another hour and 50-minute show. But this was excellent. Thaan, do you want people to be, well, they come join our guild and then they'll come track you down
Yeah.
in Discord and
Or every two that I have, Thaan is in the name, so you can always find me.
yeah,
If you
find
had
them again.
one piece of advice to give to someone that had an idea to make a costume but didn't know where to start, what would it be?
I'd probably start with, like, if you click on the collections tab, right, you can flick through not all, but a pretty good chunk of the various armor sets that are out there. And so that's a
That's a great idea. Yeah.
pretty easy way to start. And then honestly, and that's how I did start. And then the second place, and this is for more like I'm looking for a belt that has a circular thing. I mean, it's much more granular. Would be SWTORista's website
hmm
because that's for looking for like a particular sub piece of gear. So between those two, that's where I would start.
Well, this has been
Nice.
amazing. And,
Yeah.
I think
I'm so glad that you could come.
we do
Yeah, no,
costume contests
thanks
every
for
once in
having
a
me.
while. And I think we disqualify Thon.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's not. Yeah, no,
Because
it's totally fine.
he would win all the things. And he already has all the things. So even then.
Close. That's my next personal achievement is I want to own everything in the
Everything
game.
in the collections interface, which
So
I'm sure you'll do.
you have a sort of a minimalist approach to all this.
Yeah, no half measures. That's right.
All the achievements, all the things.
I want it all. But doggone it, Zen beat me, man. He got to
100%
GSF 100% first.
There you go.
It's terrible. All right, I'll get
You
there.
slacker.
I'll get there. There's no achievement for killing Zen. I guess I need to change
That's your head
change my strategy. That's right. That is my personal achievement.
Do you put little do you like mentally
Yeah.
put little notches on
Yeah.
on your
On your
starfighter ship?
Exactly. I saw a little notch on my desk.
Nice.
Exactly.
That's how we roll in AIE. Shooting your enemies is fine. Shooting your friends is better.
Shoot your guildies is better.
All right. I think with that, we will take our EPC 350 droid and shove him on an airlock to broadcast this podcast to all of you. Please come keep up with us on Twitter at MaxGray and at AIESEMA. And Thaan, Seema, and I are always in AIE Discord. You can find us at aie-guild.org. Up in the upper right is our guild Discord. You can jump in there. We've got guilds on both the Imperial and Republic sides of Starforge. Always room for you and all of your alts. Feel free to come in and join us. Every Tuesday night, we have a guild fun night. That's why we do this podcast. That's why we do cool things like this, to have fun with our guildies like Thaan. So come check us out. Come get a guild invite. We would love to have you. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.